first of all, are you just excited to bring your book through?
I am. I'm excited, and man, I can't wait.
I know, I can feel it. I can feel the excitement. It's really, really beautiful. So we're going to start with the bowl. We're going to take a deep breath in, and we're just going to let the sound clean the space around us, holding us in this magic, this magical energy that's here. Really creating a space of safety and a space of light. There we go. There we go. All right, let's use our oil here. We're going to drop in to our hearts. Dropping in. Oh my gosh, it just makes such a difference for my body. There we go. There we go. All right. So now I want you to visualize right above the crown of your head is this brilliant divine light. We're going to breathe the light in, and the first round, we're going to let the light be like a cleansing agent. So breathe the light in, and we're going to let it just move through the body, cleaning out anything that's not ours. We pick things up because we're humans, so we're just going to clear anything out that's not ours, all the way down to the toes. Then we're going to breathe the light in again. And this time we're going to let it wake up our gifts. So we're going to wake up our intuition, our inspiration, our ability to see, to hear, to feel, to know, all of our divinely gifted gifts. We're going to wake them up. And on this third breath, I want you to just breathe in, and it's going to create this beautiful, like, coating inside of us. Like, it's going to coat everything inside of you with love, and then it's going to shield you in this beautiful shield of light, protecting you. It's going to infuse you with light. So just really feel how safe and delicious that is. And then we're going to just call in our angels. So we're going to call in all of our angels, those who are here to guide us, those who are here to lead us, to support us, those who love us. Those who specifically are here for you, Terry, and your message and your work and this book, we're going to call them in and through the divine light to come and sit with us, to help us receive the book with ease and with flow. And then we're going to prep our bodies. We're going to ask that light will touch our ears, that we will spiritually hear what needs to be heard. The light will touch our third eyes. We'll have access to all of our spiritual gifts. The light will cleanse our lips so we speak only what needs to be spoken. I'm seeing we're going to clear our throats so that everything that we speak can change those who are listening. And we're going to also have light touch our hearts, that our hearts will be softened and opened. Okay, take a deep breath in. All right, how does that feel?
Oh man, I'm ready.
I know, I can feel it. I love it. I love your energy. Like, let's be friends. Okay, Terry? This feels like a good friendship here. Okay, let's bring this book in. So I'm going to invite your book in and through the divine light to come in and sit with us. So I love it. I love it. I was feeling water at the very beginning, and your book literally came in. This is so fun, and I've never seen this, so I love this. Like on a surfboard, riding the biggest curled wave. So it's just like this beautiful, like the most glorious wave ever. The sun is like pouring down, and we're going to bring it right here in between our hearts. So just with that entrance, does that mean anything to you?
It truly does. And here's exactly what that means. You know, a lot of times the world can feel like it's crashing down just like that wave right there. But man, when you learn to ride that wave, it's a beautiful journey that you can take people on. And that's what I want to do, is I want to take people on a journey, but I also want to empower people to be a part of that journey as well too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's it. And it's like, I could feel it was so delicious. Like that moment of ecstasy of catching the wave and the sun pouring down. And I love that you showed the other side, which is that wave could actually feel super scary, right? But that's not what the book is showing. The book is like, no, this is so delightful, right? I love that. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Okay, so we're going to invite your book to come and sit between my heart and your heart. So we have kind of like this little table, this altar between us. So we're going to invite your book to show us whatever first message, well, I guess that was the first message. So what's the second message? What does this book want to guide and lead us? I love your energy, Terry. So So there was this case. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing. Okay. So there was this park, because I have 5 kids. So I spent like most of my life at parks for like a full decade. Right. And there was this one park that we called the Orange Monster. And it had these huge, epic, like rainbow type shaped things. Yeah. And like you would swing under them. And then like there'd be like these really cool things you'd climb on. So all of a sudden your book is showing me, it's showing me the play. It's showing me the play, like the swinging under, the climbing up, and that all of it is just so much play. So does that, like, what does that bring? What shows up for you when I say that?
So I always look at words as a playground. Words are a play. It's really how we use them and how we can affect others and how we can change others. Because oftentimes people on the outside looking into our lives on how we play, on how we experience things, we are able to share that with the world, with our words, with our wisdom, with our knowledge, skills, experience. And that's the power of a book as well too. And when we allow that to go out there, to live, to breathe out within the world, we allow others to play with us as well too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Playground is very loud. That's a very loud word with your book, right? So remember that. There's something about using that word playground that feels really important. So my question is where are you at with the book? Have you started writing it?
I've written a few books already, and I have 3 books that are in the works, and I have one that I really believe belongs to the world, and I have not started it yet. The idea is there. So I have a partner with that book as well too. So my partner is Bonnie with Unbreakable at Unbreakable Stories. So we want to write this book, and we want to deliver this book in a way to where we allow other people to shine, to share their story, to share their journey. Kind of like Chicken Soup for the Soul, so to speak. I love Chicken Soup for the Soul, and the stories, the ideas, the thoughts, the things within that book right there were so powerful that it's inspiration for the book that we want to share with the world, because people have those stories. They have those struggles, the roadblocks, the hardships, the things within life that can hold the average person back. But you know what? When those stories are shared, when those short stories are out there within the world for people to consume, to play with, so to speak, it can empower others that if it's possible for you, it's possible for them. And that book must live. It's a work in progress.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I feel that so we do some collaboration books at Freedom House, and what I always see with the collaboration books is one story. Like if I were to tell my story, it's gonna land for people, but they're gonna be like, but Keira, just like, that's just Kira's story. Like, I don't have what Keira has, whatever, all those things, right? You have 15 people sharing around a topic in a book. Now the reader's like, okay, like this is actually possible for me. There are 15 witnesses and I've watched it happen in all the different ways. That's the power of a collaboration book.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So I love it. So let's bring that one. That feels like the one that's here. So like, how do we need to breathe some oxygen into this book. Okay. So that's what it's like calling forward. Like it wants to be brought through onto paper. So let's ask, like, how does this begin? Well, I mean, it's just showing me very clearly it has to be through play. Like this book can't come through any other way. So so we're just going to ask, what does that look like? What does that look like? And if you hear, see, or feel something, please share it. Okay.
I believe it comes with conversating and giving people the opportunity to share their story, because so many people are hiding behind the story. And when it lives, when it breathes, when they get that out off of their chest and out into the world, it gives them the freedom as well too. So that's one of the goals that Bonnie and I have talked about, is giving people, empowering people to not only share their story, but the freedom of allowing that to live so that it can empower others. And that's one of the things that I think, if we play with conversation and networking and really just allowing people that opportunity, I believe that it'll come to life a lot faster, a lot better.
Yeah, I like that. And I'm also seeing like that, you know, you can hold these calls with the authors, right? Like that's what I do with
Mm-hmm.
collaboration books. I'm seeing that like if you could hold these calls where like, okay, on Tuesdays at 1, we all gather and for an hour you guys are gonna like just be in the portal of writing together. But what I'm seeing different for you is that like it's required that everyone's like either at a playground, they're at a park, they're playing like you guys like this is like a play date and you can literally create that. Like to be in this book is a play date. This is a part of play. This is a part of your journey of fun. And it's going to be like that vibration from everyone writing in that vibration will just like get encoded in the book.
Mm. I love that. I love the word play date as well too, because when people feel like they're playing, they're having fun, they're a part of the process. Man, that really takes that journey, that that thing to the next level. Because oftentimes people don't feel a part of the process, they don't feel a part of the journey. And when you inspire people to belong, you empower them to become. And I truly believe that.
I like that. I like that phrase. So the book just wants to know, like, drop in your heart. When are you gonna begin? Like, when does this start?
We've already started. I've already started. It's already started, and it's in process. It's going to take time, and I understand that because I really want it to live and breathe sooner. But the one thing that I learned from my partner Bonnie within this is the understanding of empathy and grace, that although we know this is going to change lives, we also have to understand that it's a process, and that's something I'm trying to hold on to very tightly. But I also understand that I want lives to be changed sooner.
Yeah. So let's drop in, okay? Because what I know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, let's drop in. Let's drop in. Okay, so we're going to ask your book for some guidance around this piece
Mm-hmm.
of the process and the timeline. Thank you for being here with us in this beautiful, sacred book channeling session. And if you felt the stir in your heart that it is time for you to write your book, then I am so excited to tell you that I am going to give you my sacred creative process that allows authors to channel their books. Just click the link below in the description and you will have immediate access to learning the tools on how you will channel your book. Okay, so this is an interesting, it's like not like the image that I would normally choose, but it feels appropriate for what it's saying. So there's like these like bug things, right? That you like put out and it like radiates something that pulls all the bugs in, right? I mean, it's not the right analogy in the sense that like it's not really a good ending for the bugs, but you get it. And what I saw was like your heart is the beam and the beam is going out. And if you could just spend 15 minutes a day, like just intentionally, 15 minutes a day, set your timer and go into your heart and literally like put out the solar beam, like calling in and get really clear on how many authors you want. Do you want 12? Do you want 15? Do you want 22? Find that number and then you're going to beam it out and you're going to call them in, the perfect fit. And I want you to get really clear on who you want in the book, like what stories you want in this book. And then to like really 10x it, you're just going to call your angels in and say, all these people, I need you to go and find them, open the paths and bring them to me right now, under grace and in perfect ways. That is the boundary, under grace and in perfect ways. And if you can do this, the process is going to be double timed. Okay? And every person who shows up, you're going to be like, perfect fit, perfect fit. Like you'll be surprised there won't be anyone who's not a fit because you spent this prep time. You feel that?
I do. I absolutely feel that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because what I know is that when you do things spiritually, we don't abide by the laws of time. And this book feels like it's so ready to play. It's so ready to breathe that if you can do this back end work, it will come through so much faster.
I believe in that. And that reminds me of what that reminds me of right there is one of my frameworks about the 5 rights. So in one of my previous books, I wrote about a concept of the 5 rights: be at the right place at the right time, right information, right resources, right attitude, and right action. And what you just said right there really reminds me of that. And it kind of hones in on each one of those 5 rights. But even though I know I want this thing, I know it's going to change lives. I know that it needs to live, it needs to breathe, it needs to play. I just need to understand that it's going to take time. I know that with the right people, resources, and the right attitude, my attitude, my partner's attitude, the people's attitudes that are contributing, it will allow the right actions to happen, to be delivered in such a way that is right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of rushed.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I feel like I'm like, and like I pulled together a collaboration book in 4 weeks, right? And from start to finish, I coached people 4 weeks. They wrote their chapters. Like 6 weeks later, it was published, right? So I live in the realm of like, when the passion and purpose is loud enough, like anything's possible.
Yeah.
Right? Anything's possible. So let's clear out, like, I want to literally like imagine if I just said, you have all the gifts right here. You have everything, like create your best birthday cake, whatever, right? Like I want you to drop into your heart, letting go of any constraints in the mind. What would be the dream for you? Like, what would be the dream? What would feel so good? And like, quiet the mind of like the process and the timing and all the things. Like, what would feel so delicious to you? Like, is it bringing in, and that like in the next 3 weeks, all these authors show up and you guys just start playing together? Like, create it for me.
I feel that it's possible within the next 30 days to bring authors within the first book.
Yeah.
As far as how long it takes to create that, maybe another 30 days. I would say that getting the content together for the first book is totally possible within 90 days.
Yeah.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. And as far as a big goal, a big dream, a big thing, I would really want that to be a bigger part of the world, because I truly believe that what can start out as a simple book can literally change lives in other formats as well too, because I truly believe in distribution and formatting to where a book could become a podcast, a radio show, a TV show, a series, a travel show. And I've talked to Bonnie about all that as well too, and because the idea is so much bigger than the book.
Yeah,
it truly is.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So okay. So hold on, let's drop in. Let's listen to the book. Okay. So here's what the book is saying. That if you were in a maze, be like, I'm seeing it kind of like, do you remember those toys? They're like circular and they're like a maze, and it has a little BB, like a little BB
Yes.
inside of it, and you like have to move the BB around. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember those.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the visual. So it's showing me this, right? Like that if you were the BB, if you were the person in the maze, like it's so intense, right? I don't know if you've ever gotten lost in a corn maze. I have. This is horrifying, right? Where you're just like,
it's fun.
I can't get out. But if you were to get into an airplane, if you were to be the person holding the toy, you know exactly how to get out. And so anytime you feel like maybe you've hit a wall, or you don't know which way to go, or it starts to feel like time constraints show up, I want you to remember this moment, drop into your heart, and open your palms and ask, what's the next step? And when you ask what's the next step, you get directed, and then the maze doesn't become a maze. It just becomes fun. It just becomes a journey. It becomes like a treasure hunt. It becomes like this beautiful excitement instead of the other experience. So that's the message, is like, you have access to the higher viewpoint at any point in time. So always drop in and ask, and you'll just be shown exactly which way to go.
Okay.
I
love that. I love that.
That feels good, right?
Yes.
That feels super good. So one thing that I also saw was, like, when your writers are writing and you invite them to be in this play date, that you also invite them to share. Like, do stories of you writing in the play date. Like, let's wake up play dates again. Let's, like, wake up playground fun. Like, there's something so deep around them sharing that message.
I believe that. I believe that. And that's the art of leadership, or the power of leadership, because I truly believe that, you know, over the last, I don't know how many years when this really started, is that we've really kind of developed this sense of likership, where we really need more leadership within the world, and being the leader that guides people down, you know, down a certain path on a certain journey to express themselves in such a way that can change themselves and the world. That's leadership right there. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So let's drop in as we kind of, I feel like we've really brought through a lot here. There's one last message. I just want you to go into your heart with me. Let's see if we can hear it. Okay. So here's what the book is wanting to show us, like, the service. Okay, like the service of this book. And what the words were, let's rattle the damn cages. Let's rattle the cages and liberate those who are imprisoned. Imprisoned in their mind, imprisoned in their belief systems that feel stuck. Like, just rattle the damn cages and let's open them up.
I love that. I truly love that. Sometimes all you need, you know, just like the book Momentum. I love how you worked with Evan on that one. I have my copy right there. I love it. It's truly phenomenal read. And sometimes you need to rattle the cages in order to get the momentum, because when you awaken the giants, anything is possible. I truly believe that. But so many people are playing small when they don't realize that they're a giant. And I believe that, and that takes that leadership, that takes that rattling of the cages to understand that, you know, deep within inside, people are meant to be free. But let's awaken that.
Oh, I love that message came through, because that just, like, really grounded it, right? Like, all this beautiful fun, like the surfing and the playground, like, this is it. But it's like, no, this is it. Like, let's free and liberate people from the cages that they're in. Yeah. I love this. Terry, this is glorious. This is so glorious.
Thank you. I love it. I love the analogies, by the way, the analogies, the visuals, the way that everything comes together in such a beautiful way that, man, it's truly empowering. It really is.
It's so fun. I love this work. I am so grateful I get to do this every day. Like, this is my joy. And I guess I'll share, you know, like 5 years ago, like, I just was a massage therapist, like 2 nights a week, and I did dishes and laundry all day. That's all I did. And I was super depressed. And I was really depressed because I didn't actually know who I was. That I was meant to run a publishing house. I was meant to, like, change the world. And as soon as I began to wake up her, like, nothing can stop it now, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm your perfect ideal, like, who I was 5 years ago. That's who you get to wake up. Those who I was so depressed because I was living way below who I'm here to be on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who you get to wake up.
I
Those who
love
don't
that.
even know that they don't even know what they're here to do.
I love that. It reminds me of a picture I took one time. I took a picture one time. I was sitting in my truck and I looked in my rearview mirror and I saw behind me a beautiful sunset.
Mm.
I was like, wow, that is absolutely stunning. Now, and what I did was I took a picture of the rearview mirror and I captured the sunset. Now that was behind me.
Mm.
It was behind me. And the analogy that I use within that is I know where I'm going because I know where I've been, is the analogy that I used within that. But you know what? Even though I'm no longer where I've been, I know where I'm going. But people are afraid. People are fearful of what that is. And oftentimes it's that fear, it's that first emotion activating resistance. But when you live in the now, when you're able to create the now, when you're able to live within the beautiful mess, you are able to create that beautiful future beyond that. Because you know what? You weren't meant to be right here. You were meant to be right there. But you have to get there.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to help people do in all the ways, right? Like the book, but then in all the different formats. I can just feel it. So
Yeah.
keep leaning in. You're an extraordinary soul. I feel so lucky that I got to spend time with you today. Thank you
Yeah.
for being here and opening your heart.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to wrap your book. Okay, I like it. I like it. Your book. So normally we wrap it in like a golden love, which is always, yes, let's wrap it in love. But it's like wrapping it in like jump ropes, and like it wants to be wrapped in all the play. So it's like jump ropes, and I see a little bit of like so like when you wrap a present, you put a bow on it. This is like a jump rope, but then like the thing that gets put on the top, I don't even know what that's called. What is it called? Like a jack? You know those jacks, like the little, like with like the balls, and then you
Yeah.
pull the jacks.
Yeah. Jax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm being shown. So it's literally like it just is like reminding us, like it's just this playfulness, and also like kind of waking up this childlike joy. So we're gonna wrap it in that. We're gonna hand it over to the divine, calling in your angels to support this project. That your angels they're actually already on their jobs. Like they've already started to go out and find the authors. So we're just gonna thank them because like they like they like threw their backpacks on. That's so funny. And they're like already out searching for your authors. So we're just gonna thank
Mm-hmm.
them for their participation. And then we're just gonna pour you in so much love and so much gratitude for the soul that you are on this planet. So thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Keira. I truly enjoyed talking with you today. And I wish you continued success. Love your smile. Love your energy. You're changing lives every single day.
If you loved this video, then I invite you to come over with me right here and watch a few more of my book channeling sessions. Join me as I sit with authors and we channel through books that are here to transform humanity. I think you're going to love them.